Hi guys, it's Bubbles from Venom Fluid Art.
With Wombat.
Can't forget Wombat.
Because I won't let ya.
No doubt. Thanks, Tinker Girl. So, Bubbles has taken over the channel again this week.
Why?
Because I had a thoughty. And that thoughty was,
Yeah.
when I was first learning blooms,
Yeah.
we all start, well, I think we all should start on something little.
That helps.
Not wasting much paint.
That's right.
Don't feel so guilty as we're scraping that paint off into the slop bucket. So we start with the 4-inch tiles.
Yes.
Once we get some confidence, we start to get some cracking cells and looking pretty stunning and doing our happy dances.
Yeah.
We then all seem to move on
To big ones.
to the next size up.
Which is a 6-inch.
Now, between this one and this one, it can get quite frustrating.
It can.
And this is one of the things I really remembered from when I was learning, because to get the right colour puddle,
Yep.
the right CA puddle,
Yep.
from what you were used to putting down here to the next size up, could be really frustrating to get it right. Do you know what I mean?
I do.
Because you'd end up with going from this one to your big one, only putting the amount on you used to put on for this one
Yep.
onto your big one, so you'd get a little tiny bloom in the middle of a big tile.
Yes.
And it was frustrating.
That is.
So, what I thought is tonight, and I was pretty excited too, because you're going to let people see my terrible way I put pillow paint down too.
Yay.
Really non-technical, and we're going to just go splat.
So that's British paints, low sheen, straight out of the can. Nothing is added to it.
So, what we're going to do though, I'm going to do a spun out pillow.
Yeah.
You're going to do a floaty.
Okay.
So, obviously, by me saying a spun out pillow means that I've put my blob of paint on
Yep.
and I'm spinning it right out. So that way it lays fine right across the top of the tile.
Yeah.
What you're going to do is have a puddle.
Okay.
Now, we have picked 2 colours each.
Yeah.
Now, another thing too, once we have our spun out pillow, wipe the excess away. It can be a pain later on.
It flicks everywhere.
That's right. So, that's what we're going to start with.
Okay.
So, you've picked 2 colours, I've picked 2 colours.
Yep.
Now, what you're going to do is, with your floaty pillow, you're going to be using white CA.
Yes. Okay.
That way, and I'm going to be using the black CA.
So you can see the difference between cells and lacing.
Absolutely. Because
Okay.
that is another thing where people go from starting off with black, go to white and go, why don't my cells look the same?
That's right. They never ever will.
And that's the difference between using black to white. It depends on what effects you want to get.
Yes.
Okie dokie. So, I'm going to shut up and put our first colour down, which is, this is sapphire, but it is not this little piggy sapphire. It is the Pearl-Lex sapphire.
It is. Sapphire blue.
So that is the first colour I chose. And we're going to lay our puddle down just like that.
Just like that?
Just like that. So now this is the colour that Darren, aka Wombat, chose, which is Magma Magenta, one of his all-time favourites.
Because it's delectably, delightfully delicious.
And that is by the fabulous Eye Candy.
That it is.
So we've got a Pearl-Lex, we've got an Eye Candy. So this is also going to show you too that yes, you can mix pigments, yes, you can add tube paint. Just go for gold.
That's right.
So now what we've even got is Darren has thrown in Satin Yellow by Eye Candy. So I'm going to lay a bit of that around like that. It's a beautiful colour though. Look how vibrant it is.
It pops.
So, and then 4th colour, which is Bubbles. Well, really Bubbles and Wombat's favourite.
Yes.
We fight over this.
Southern Ocean blue.
And this is our stage 2 version. So if you didn't see our video on mixing up this tube paint, where you can actually use the one tube paint and get 3 different shades, we'll put that up on the screen right about now. So you can check that out and get 3 colours from your one tube paint. Alright, so that's about what puddle I'm going to use.
Yep.
Alright, we'll check if George is awake. Sounds pretty good to me. Now I've got my Bloom CA in black.
So you've got virtually a 2-inch puddle of paint.
Yep.
1 inch either side on a 4-inch tile.
I forgot to mention that.
Yes, you did.
Good thinking, Mr. Technical.
No worries.
All right. I had a good idea, though. So, now this is the interesting part to watch. So, this is our CA. So you can see with the CA, because I'm using the mini blower, I'm not blowing it out by mouth. I've sort of gone halfway through that puddle. Alrighty. And we're going to blow her up.
Ooh.
Look at those colours.
Look at that.
They're popping. All right. So, we're going to tie bubble shoelaces. I do love them. It's my signature thing.
It is.
And let's just see, once we spin her out. I went a bit heavy with the CA there, but you can see it's still sinking
That's right.
as we're doing our thing. So sometimes you might have your CA a bit thicker than normal. So it doesn't mean it's not going to work. Just means you have to develop that strange little thing none of us really like to have, and that's patience.
Doctors like patience.
They do. That's how they make money. So that is our first step before we blow it out. So you can see we've come pretty close to the edges there.
Nice.
And we've got some pretty crazy cool cells sitting there, I think. So now, in the middle of the spinner, Bubbles usually has a bit of a technical issue finding the middle of the spinner, but I look like I'm pretty close today. What do you reckon, Wombat?
I think you're pretty close. I'm impressed almost.
I know. I can see you smiling. I can feel it. So you can see the
Look
more
at
we're spinning there
that.
too, we're going to our edges. And you can also see we've got some thicker lines there. That's no big deal. I think they actually show out those cells a bit.
They
Give it a
do.
bit more definition, don't they?
And the cool thing is, that'll keep sinking as it dries.
That's exactly right. So don't always think that you've put too much CA on too, because sometimes we just don't give the paint, the CA, enough time to do its thing.
Exactly.
So you're better off to stop and just plop it up. So that is our 4-colour bloom with our black CA.
Nice.
So what we might do now, and also don't forget too, that's on our spun out pillow.
Yes, that is a spun out pillow.
So just you can remember to see the effects between the, what I might even do is on my bigger bloom, is do a floaty pillow too, so you can see how it changes with the black CA.
Well, what I'll do
That
is
might
I'll
be a good
spin
idea.
out.
I think that's a good idea,
Yeah,
actually.
I'll spin out mine and use a white, so they're both consistent that way.
Yeah. So this one, spun out pillow, that's our bloom.
Love it.
So now, Wombat's going to do the same colours with white. And
Yes.
let's see the different effects.
Okie dokie.
White CA time.
White CA time. So I'm going to put my pillow paint down just the way Bubbles did.
No, I just did a big splodge in the middle and spun the crap out of it.
Yeah, you did, but...
There's nothing technical about your girl.
No. So, put that down. Give it a bit of a spin. Make sure it covers all the tile. The longer you leave it spinning, the thinner that paint is going to be on the top. It'll spread out and run off the sides. So that there has no movement guaranteed. Pop it up.
And that's exactly what we call a spun out pillow.
Yep.
If you ever hear us in any of our videos,
Yeah.
that's what we mean.
So you can see it's not moving, not dripping off. Alright.
And the reason I always wipe this too, because how many times have you spun it, you've had that leftover pillow hanging there, goes to the sides, gets on your hands, and you drip it across your stunner.
Oh yeah, plenty of times.
So that's why we learned the hard way, as many people do,
Yep.
and always wipe that base before we continue now.
Alright, we'll go the same order as you did.
Yep. I love that Pearl X blue.
That's a gorgeous blue.
Yeah, it's sapphire. Really beautiful.
Alright. So we'll go our blue. We'll go our magenta.
One of your favourites.
I do love it.
It's a beautiful colour, especially it plays well with so many other colours.
It is my happy place.
And another one.
My satin yellow.
You notice you picked two neons, I picked two blues.
Yes. And Southern Ocean blue.
Should be in every household.
Absolutely.
Gorgeous colour.
Doop. Alright. Now then. White Activator this time rather than
Black.
black. Do 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 do. Same again for yours.
Yep. See, that's the thing. So many people think they're going wrong when they change to white because of the way the cells change. But you're doing it spot on. It's just that they're going to look different.
Now, the thing with white Activator is it takes a lot longer to do its thing.
Where you think you've put too much on,
Yep.
but you've just got to learn to stop. Do some embellishing, do something else.
Yep, give it time to sink.
Because you can see the bubbles popping through now, can't
Yeah,
you?
you can see the bits underneath.
Now, isn't that crazy? You've got a lot more green popping through there too, haven't you?
Yeah. That's just from the way you blow it out.
Yeah.
Whereas I forced it down and then moved across.
Yeah.
You sort of rotated as you went, making it fluff.
Yeah. See, that's another thing too. You have different ways that blowing out a bloom works for you. You just got to find your thing.
Exactly.
And if you want to speed it up,
Grab a straw.
so another thing you taught me too with when you grab out the straw is you're blowing down on the colour.
Yeah, virtually
puddle?
straight up and down.
Yep.
Works out a lot better for you.
Because I remember when I first started, I'd blow across.
Yeah, if it's on an angle, you're going to blow...
And I'd kill all these beautiful cells when all I wanted was to get some right there.
Exactly. Whereas if it's straight up and down, you can target where you want it to be and go from there.
That's looking gorgeous.
All right.
And look at the difference between the colours, guys, with going from the black CA to the white. It's changed the whole look of it.
It's like having neons in your mix.
Absolutely.
The white Activator is going to pick up the neon pigment and make it that colour.
They seep into it, don't they?
They do.
Which is another cool thing for beginners too, because if you haven't got to the stage yet where you can make coloured CAs, just cheat and stick a neon in and use a white CA.
Yeah.
You've got instant colour CA. And multicolour in the one. Look
So
at
then
that.
you get that.
So you can see there's pink CA.
Yeah, that white is only actually white there. The rest of it's blue.
Yeah, you can see it just starting to come through, and that'll seep more as it dries and sinks.
Yeah. So that'll keep on sinking and sinking and sinking. Where's your one? We'll put them side by side so you can see the difference in...
Yeah, the different cells and...
the cell shape.
Now say seashells.
Try saying that with a lisp. Okay, this way. So your black, you're going to get more defined cells. White, you're going to get lacing. So it actually looks like lace.
Pretty cool, right?
I know, right?
So I think now, let's put these away.
And
let's step up.
A bigger one.
And we are back.
That we are.
Bigger tile.
It is a bigger tile.
Floaty pillow, which you'll demonstrate because I'm uncouth.
Okay.
And you reckon that no one needs to see that?
Pretty much.
We are going to start off with our sapphire. Gorgeous colour sapphire, isn't it?
It's not sapphire.
I mean, far out.
It's satin yellow.
You put me off. Throwing things at me while I'm trying to bloom. Huh? Child. We're trying to help people here. You're chucking things at me.
Sorry.
I won't tell anyone what you're throwing at me, but anyway. So, this time, bigger pillow, more paint, more colour.
That's it. You need more colour down. So when it spreads out, it moves.
That was sapphire by Pearlex.
That was sapphire.
Can't believe I did that.
I can.
It's a gorgeous colour though. Bubbles does love it. And we could talk about bubbles. Look at the size of them two bubbles popping through. Alrighty. I do love Southern Ocean blue. Alright, magma magenta time.
Ooh, delicious.
Gorgeous colour, isn't it?
I love it.
And it just plays so well with other colours, doesn't it? It really does. But what I liked about this idea is same colours, just to show the difference too.
Yeah.
Not only that, you get different results with two different people doing the same thing.
Exactly.
Now, black CA. See if the paint gods are on my side. One blob. I think that might do us.
Yeah.
Got probably our 10 to 20 cent piece if you're in Australia.
Yeah. Already you can see how far that's moved.
Yeah.
Compared to the last one.
just sit on that for a minute. Look at those colours. Just laying the same 4 colours down in a different order.
Yeah.
Changes up the whole outlook, doesn't it?
Definitely.
Yeah, I'm doing it.
Tying the shoelaces.
Yeah, look, I'm just sprinkling it everywhere at the moment. I haven't got bored with it yet. And it's because I love the effects when they open up themselves. It's cool, Wombat. You'll believe me one day.
I'd trust you.
Many wouldn't. I've taken many up the garden path.
Like every time you give people directions.
I don't think any of them people have ever been found again. I send sympathy to their family. All right. I think we'll sit with that.
It's like, can you tell me how to get to McDonald's? Yeah, just go up that road.
No. Landmarks. You know where the library is? There. Next street after that, turn left. That's me. Give me landmarks. Then I got this. But if you're giving me any type of street names, you'll probably never see me again.
No.
All right. Oh, look how that magenta has gone through there.
That's mad.
That's really cool.
So now with more pillow on that, it's going to spread out a lot further.
And take it to the edges.
Yeah. And by adding more colour, it doesn't bleed the colour out as much as it spreads.
Exactly. I love that bloom centre.
That looks awesome.
That's just friggin' cool. Don't you love it when it goes right? You're like, wee-ha! So, if you don't like, when you get to this mark, I've probably got another 2 spins in that to get the rest of that off. You can always just, if you've got a bit of a thicker pillow like I, like a bit too much CA just in them patches, you can just bring them down a bit. Like play with your colour. So it joins it up and it doesn't look as thick, does it?
No. But that will sink as it starts to dry.
That's the other thing too. You can leave it alone and just see what's going to happen, which I think I'll do with that bit. And we can always put dried results up to see what happened on Paint Pouring by Venom Fluid Art on Facebook.
Yeah.
All right, I think that is spun out enough now.
That looks awesome.
So what I'll do, I'll plop that up. Check we've got no movement happening at all. Not even a mil. So that is our larger tile. More colour, more CA.
And a floaty pillow.
And, yeah, with the black CA. So what we might do now is pause here and we can come back with the white version.
Okie dokie.
Okay, back to you, Wombat.
Okie dokie. So, I'll show everyone how you spin your pillow out. How you like them apples? Bubbles?
Why'd you giggle?
Right, so what you do is do that.
Yeah. Get a good coverage.
Get a
Right
good
to the
coverage.
edges.
Nice all the way to the edges.
I just like to spin the crap out of the spinner.
I know you do. All
See?
right.
Voila. Look at that.
So that's what you do.
Yep.
Then, for your floaty pillow, what you do is add another ring on top.
I like complete control.
So realistically, the other paint's there just so all this stuff can float around a lot easier.
Absolutely. And I don't have to worry about dry edges or anything.
That's right.
I got the whole thing covered.
Like that. Okay.
I can't believe you're doing it my way.
Well, you know,
You usually laugh at me.
I would never do that.
Yeah, you would to my face.
Yeah, well, good point.
I got broad shoulders. All right, so Southern Ocean blue.
Yep, so Southern Ocean blue. I figured you change the colours up. I might change the colours up too.
Why not?
Just for giggles.
Well, see, that's the thing, because you're still only using the same 4 colours.
That's exactly right.
And it just shows you how mixing up the same 4 colours can change the whole palette.
Yes.
And you wouldn't think it would, but it does. Definitely does. You know, that's like if you want your white CA to take on your neons. Put your neons down last.
Yeah. That's got a little bit thick, that one, while we've been playing. Probably be alright, though. I'll run the gauntlet.
Yeah, why not? I love a thick consistency. I don't know, I've always just liked thicker paint, haven't I?
You have. It works for you.
Yeah.
Alright. So we'll get our white Activator.
I think I just put paint in my belly button.
Really?
Yep. And here we go. White.
Okay, when you put that down, you should see a little halo appear around it.
And the CA is good to go.
That way you know it's going to do something. Okay, so we'll start with that. Let it do its thing. White Activator always takes forever to sink.
It's worth the wait though sometimes, isn't it?
It is. Thing is, if you add more Floetrol or water to that and thin it down a bit, it does work a lot quicker, but your lacing doesn't really hold together real good.
No, you end up with wonky and faded out, and
Yeah.
it just doesn't stay defined, does it?
No.
And you know, in some styles, that may be what you're going for too.
Yeah, you can always chop and change and make things different.
Yeah.
You don't have to stick to the norm. You can just... Hey, look, Bubbles.
Okay.
I just tied the shoelaces.
I'm very proud of you, because that's cool to do. You just wanted to be a cool kid like Bubbles, didn't you?
I did.
As I said, I just love how it's so simple to do, and you get some cool little effects once you spin that out.
So that's still really, really heavy there.
Yep. You don't think it's going to sink much more. Oh, look at the pink coming out with the white.
So I'm going to do is tilt that.
Yep.
Even it up a little bit more.
Yep.
Now, if we sit there and leave it long enough...
Eventually that will sink.
Eventually it will sink. But... Who's got 20 minutes to wait for that?
Out comes the straw. So once again, you can see straight down with the straw. That wasn't bad. It was only that one patch. All the
it's
rest
just that
come
one
together,
patch.
wasn't it?
Yeah. And then you can blow on the other bits and fill the gap.
Join them up, make them bigger. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, look at that.
That looks like a dog
That's
paw.
orange coming through now.
Yeah, it's got all sorts of crazy colours coming through it.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Right.
But doesn't it look like,
So-
look at that, guys. It looks like you've used, just by using them 2 neons last with the white CA, you've got colour CA.
Yeah.
And you didn't have to mix up anything extra special.
So now, because that's got a floaty pillow, It's going to allow all that to go bloop, bloop, really easy. Okay, so we'll get that roughly in the middle.
Yeah, we definitely better to get Darren's middle than Bubbles' middle.
Yes. Just go nice and slow.
I'm working on it. Oh, look at that coming out. That's really beautiful, isn't it? It's something so simple, just a 4-colour palette.
Yeah, just let it do its thing. Let it move. See how it's all coming off this way and not that way?
Yep, so you can just move her up.
So you can just move it off center a little bit. Move it up a little bit.
Make it go the other way.
Make it go the other way. The weight of the paint's going to make it want to go that way.
You just got to think with the laws of physics, don't you, sometimes, too?
Yeah.
There we go.
Check it.
And look at those cells. See, and that's what you don't get with the black.
No, you don't get the crazy lacing and multicoloured lacing with black.
You get the bold and look at me cells.
Yes. If you want to fill that little gap there, all you have to do is move it a bit more. Just let it do its thing nice and slow.
Oh, it's going, it's going.
Closes it up.
Done it. And that's the thing too, isn't it? Just knowing what's happening on your tile.
Exactly.
And watching it. There we go.
Bada boom, bada bing. Thanks for coming.
Edges are gone. I love the colour.
So that way we totally filled the tile with cells. Lacing.
Love the way that Southern Ocean blue looks too. It's beautiful. Really pretty.
What was that?
And no green was added, but look at it.
Yellow and blue.
Yeah.
Gives you that.
Back to basics.
That's it. So with a floaty pillow, all your colours are going to be able to move a lot easier. If you spin the pillow out first and only put a little bit of paint, it'll only go out so far.
So if you want that negative space too,
yeah.
then you'd put on less colour.
If you want negative space, I'd spin the colour out.
Pillow.
Yeah, spin the pillow right out. Only add a little bit of colour, blow it out. That way you get negative space.
Yeah.
If you want to totally fill it, add more colour, more pillow, and away you go.
She moves. Well, hopefully that has helped everyone on their bloom adventures.
Yes. Fingers crossed.
Just a few little tips and tricks, because it's just that I've been looking at Facebook lately, and a lot of comments were people going from small pieces to larger pieces. It was doing their head in. So hopefully a few of these tips and tricks today have solved that problem.
I think what we'll do next week is do an even bigger one again.
Yeah. All right.
And then we can see how much paint we put down on that, how much cell activator, how different ways of blowing it out gives you different results.
Absolutely. So
stay tuned for that one.
Absolutely. And that is us for this week.
It is. If that was any help to you, please hit like, share and subscribe. Ring that notification bell.
Thanks, Tinker Girl.
That way you get to see all our videos as we release them.
Absolutely.
If you've got any questions, just drop them in the comments, or if you're in my Facebook private group, Paint Pouring by Venom Fluid Art, just ask the questions in there. They'll get answered a lot quicker than what they do on YouTube.
Absolutely. And if there's anything that has been doing your head in and you'd like us to give it a go and help out, put it in the comments.
Yeah, we can do a video on it for you.
And hopefully we can try and help.
Okie dokie. So, thank you for joining us tonight. We really appreciate all your love and support.
Absolutely we do.
And that is it.
Yep.
So, have fun, take care, and I'll see you in the next one.
Have a fantastic day, guys. Thanks for watching.